Hello, Algebra 1. We are back in action here. We are on day 6. We're going to do distributive property and combining like terms together. And today is the last new lesson of this mini unit, okay, our pre-algebra unit. So the next lesson will just be a review, and then you will have your first real quiz of the year. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started. Same learning targets as the last lesson, except now we're going to focus on putting these ideas together. So before we do that, we are just going to briefly review just distributive property by itself and just combining like terms. So here we distribute or multiply our outside number to each inside number. 1/2 times x is just 1/2 x. And remember we talked about this the other day, 1/2 times -10, that's just half of -10. Or if you would like, you can take your half and put it in parentheses and multiply it by -10, and that should give you a -5. Okay, and then we can do the same thing with this one. It looks scary, but I promise it's not. Okay, we can just do 3/5, make sure you use parentheses, times -2. If you get a decimal, we will go ahead and math frac. Okay, math, enter, enter. So -6/5. Okay, and then you can do this in your head if you want. You're just going to multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10. You'll get 3/10, and oh, I just noticed I lost something. Did anyone see that? What did I lose? I lost my x. Okay, so be careful of that. Now, 3/10, if you do decide to multiply that without your calculator, make sure that you do check that it can't be reduced. 3/10, if you math frac it can't simplify, right? Because 10 can't go into 3. You'll see you'll just end up getting the same thing. All right, so that's your distributive property review. Let's look at some combining like terms review. We have 2x squared minus, this is a 1x squared. 2x squared minus 1x squared is 1x squared, or just x squared. Personal preference, okay? And then -10x plus 3x. Those are like terms because they both have x's. -10 plus 3 is -7x. Okay, either of these would be fine. Okay, and then we also discussed this. You'll see you have a 19x minus a 19x. Don't put x for that. If you put x, it means that 19 minus 19 is 1, which is not. Those just cancel. And the only like terms we have are -8 minus 2, which is -10. Okay, so now we're going to put these skills together, okay? We're going to do 6 total problems that are left, and the last 2 are kind of more challenge problems, okay? So again, I'm going to say everyone has to stick through the first 4, and if you're doing great, then I want you to challenge yourself with the last 2. If the first 4 are tricky enough for you, and please be honest with yourself, this should be review for you, okay? If the first 4 are tricky enough for you, then that's enough, and you can go to your review. Okay, your quick Canvas review, daily check-in, whatever you want to call it. All right, so here we go. Here are the rules here. We always distribute first. And the thing that you are distributing is the number out front of the parentheses. So for example, in number 5, you are distributing the -4. Distribute first. -4 times 2x is -8x. All right, let's try that again. We said -8x. All right, a -4 times -10, a negative times a negative is a positive, so plus 40. And then what you're going to do is bring this 12x down. So now you should have like terms. We have the -8 plus 12. Both of those are x's. Use your calculator if needed. -8 plus 12 is a positive 4x. Don't lose that x. and then that plus 40 you can just bring on down. All right, and those are your answers. Let's try it again. Identify your parentheses first, then find the number right outside the parentheses. That's your distributing. That's how you're going to start. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 4h is negative 8h. That was the distribute step. Now bring down your 12h. Now look for your like terms. We have a negative 8h plus 12h. And actually this is the same thing we just had, right? Only h's instead of x's. Negative 8 plus 12 is a positive 4h. And then that 18 you're going to bring down. See how there isn't a negative in front of it? That means it's a positive. So you're bringing down a plus 18. You absolutely need that plus there. Okay, it's telling you that you're adding it. It's also telling you the sign of the 18. Oh, and I realized there are actually more problems than I thought there were. So don't worry, I'll tell you when we get to the challenge ones. Number 7, this is a little different, and that is because your parentheses come second. You still need to distribute first, okay? Even though that 2x is there, and you're distributing a 3. Okay, ignore the 2x for now. Distribute your 3. 3 times 9x is 27x. 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. And then bring down your 2x. Now look for your like terms. 2x plus 27x is 29x. And then just drop down your 36. Make sure you have the minus there. Okay, let's try it again. Find the parentheses. Okay. Find the number directly attached to the parentheses. That's the 2. That's your that's what you are distributing. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then you're just going to bring everything else down. Negative 8 plus 8x. Now this one is a little different because you have more like terms than before. Start with your x's, okay? You have a 2x plus an 8x, which is 10x. And then you have a negative 8 minus 6, which is negative 14. Okay, so we had some more stuff to combine. All right, everybody's got to do these 2 problems. Sorry, I miscounted, but those last 2 are our challenge questions. Okay? All right, 9. Find parentheses. Find what's right outside the parentheses. Now, be careful with this. You're not distributing a 2. People want to distribute a 2. You're distributing a negative 2. Okay, see that minus? It belongs to the 2. So you have a negative 2x, and then this is negative 2 times 3, which is a negative 6. Bring down your 5. Your like terms are these guys right here, 5 and minus 6. This negative right here belongs to the 2x. See how it's right in front of it? We're going to put that first. Your like terms are doing 5 minus 6, which is just a negative 1. All right, number 10. Number 10, I love this one. I love this one because people are like, distribute 4x, and they're like doing that and it gets crazy. No. What did we say? You are distributing the number directly attached to the parentheses. That 4x is not attached to the parentheses, my friends. What is attached? A negative 1. All you are distributing is a negative 1 here. Okay? Now, when we distribute a negative 1, it just changes the sign of the number. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. Negative 1 times negative 10 is positive 10. Now bring down your 4x. combine 4x minus 1x is 3x, and then you can just bring down your plus 10. Okay, we're at 10 minutes. I'm going to go for 3 more minutes. I'm going to do these 2 challenge problems, okay? Feel free to join me. Number 11 is similar to the one we just did, but it's got a little more going on. You still need to be distributing this -1. Ignore everything else. Distribute that -1 first. -2x, -1 times 16 is -16. Then you can bring everything else down. Okay, and again, we've got some like terms here. Start with your x's. The 2x has a negative in front of it, so that's -2x minus 9x. -2x minus 9x is -11x. Okay, and then my numbers, I have a +3 minus 16. 3 minus 16 is -13. All right, and my very last one, I have 2 distributive properties. That's what makes this more of a challenge problem. Plus, I have a fraction here. So let's distribute twice. Okay, it's double distribute time. 2 times 8x, we should be able to do that as a 16x. 2 times -12 is a -24. All right, you can type your 2/3 times 6 into your calculator if you want, or just do it in your head. 2 times 6 is 12, and then divide it by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Don't lose your x. Okay, we can do that with the 2/3 times -30 as well. Okay, you're just multiplying the top and then divide by the bottom. 2 times -30 is -60. -60 divided by 3 is -20. Okay, or use your calculator. Do you see any like terms? Because I sure do. X is first, please. 16x plus 4x, use that symbol in front of the 4x, is a 20x. And then we have minus 24, a -24, minus 20. If you want, you can use that double line rule. It's just -24 plus -20 is -44. All right, so that's it. That is everything that is going to be on your quiz. Well, you have more than that, but that I've taught you now everything that's going to be on your quiz. Okay, so your next lesson will be review, and then you'll have a quiz to take. All right, and we'll touch base on all of this stuff at our virtual meetings as well, and please reach out if you have any questions. I hope you have a great day.